Hi everyone. I actually wanted to do a video about some of the online resources and programs that you can use for learning Chinese. I guess to tell you a little bit of background about my experience in Chinese. I started learning Chinese about 2008. That was the first time so that was in college. I took two Chinese classes in 2008. And after that, that's when I went to China for an exchange program. Even though my major has nothing to do with Chinese, my major was biology. But I decided to take a Chinese class, and it ended up with me going to China for exchange, applying and going to China for exchange program. And so I went to China, and the university I went to was yeah, it's kind of dark. There we go. The university I went to was in Wuhan, China, called Huazhong Shifan Daxue. So it's kind of like, in English, it's called Central China Normal University. But I only had supposed to stay for a year, but I was getting pretty good at the language. I decided to stay an additional year, and I applied for. They have something called the Confucius Institute Scholarship, and I applied for that, and I got some of my Chinese teachers there to write recommendation, and I actually got the acceptance letter like literally a week before, well, about a month before I had to go back to China. And so I ended up staying in China for 2 years. So I stayed in China from 2009, well, yeah, from September 2009 to September of 2011. Then I came back, but I use Chinese from time to time to whenever I go to like a Chinese restaurant or whatever. So, and using my experience, I'm just going to tell you a few tips, helpful tips I think would be helpful in your I guess your quest in learning Chinese. So if you want to meet other Chinese people, or maybe online, if you don't right now have a way to go to China, the number one thing you can do is subscribe for the Chinese instant messenger, which is called QQ. So you just go online and download the QQ software, and you can search for Chinese people by place. You can search, you can easily search inside in the United States. If you're in Europe, you can search inside of Europe, or even in China already, you can search specific places in China. So you can add them, and I think a lot of them will even add you back since they're interested. You can even search by people that are learning English, so you can have this two-way exchange of language exchange. So you can help them with, of course, there's so many Chinese that want a foreign friend to help them with their speaking or something like that. So you should have no problem communicating with them through online or something, but you can do that. And also, I really haven't used Weibo a lot, but Weibo is like a Chinese version of Twitter. Even in US, I don't use Twitter that much, but if you're into that, you can also use that as a way of connecting with Chinese people. And also, in terms of searching things online, rather than using websites like Google or Yahoo for searching certain terms or whatever you want to search, you can use the main search engine in China, which is called Baidu. And all these different all these different things I'll be telling you, I'll list the links in the description so you can go and see for yourself. And in addition to that, if you're interested in watching Chinese movies, one of the or just Chinese videos in particular, since if you haven't heard, YouTube is blocked in China, but there are a lot of ways you can get around YouTube using I forgot what those things are called, but there's a way you can get around the YouTube block and still be able to get on YouTube. But there are a lot of the main replacement they have in Chinese for YouTube is something they call youku, and that's what Chinese use to post their videos and you can easily have videos about everything. You have movies, so you can just go there and just leisurely look at random Chinese videos that, whatever you're searching for. In addition to that, if you're more advanced in Chinese and you can read Chinese characters, there's for the news, the main online news source that he uses is something called xinlang. So you can use that for your online news to like improve your reading ability. And also, if you can't read Chinese characters that well, but can still read, a significant amount, you can use. There's a cool website called Pop Up Chinese that you can use for reading the news. And if you see a character that you don't know, rather than having to run and search in a dictionary or something, you can just, all you have to do is put your cursor over the word, and then the English translation will pop up on the screen. So it saves a lot of time in terms of figuring out what certain words mean. And also, another useful thing that I use all the time now is something called youdao. It's like a dictionary program that allows you to say you don't know a certain word. You're searching online, you don't know a certain word in Chinese. You just can highlight the word or just put your cursor over the word, and it automatically pops up the definition of the word in English. I think it was a way for Chinese to learn English, but you can also use it in a reverse for English speaker to learn Chinese, since you get that same information. And so, or you can just go directly and type it in rather than having to search online or something to find the definition of the word. You can easily just pop it into the search, of the program that's on your computer, and not only does it give you the definitions, it gives how it sounds, in pinyin, and it also it searches through the online database to give you different examples using that particular word. And you can also save it to your software. Like you can save it as a list, and then it reminds you to go if you need to review certain words. You can do like a review of the words that you have in your list. So it's pretty neat, and you should check that out. I'll leave it in the description. And also, what else? There's something called, I never knew how to pronounce this. It's ncuiku.com. It was something I started using when I first started learning that Chinese. It's like a website. Let's go here. And it's also the same thing for like typing in definition of the Chinese word, and then you can get the English translation, or you can, even if you know how to write it, you can just write it. There's a place for you to write the word in, and then you also get the definition of it. And when you search words, you can get the pinyin, you get examples, and you also have just different examples, and it also gives you how to pronounce it. So you just hit the speaker button, and it says it by itself. Or did you have like certain Chinese conversation of the day you can use for learning Chinese? So they have like a phrase, and then you want to hear how it said, what it sounds like. You click it. For example, this one says, 你打算什么时候开始学法语? Which means, when do you want to start studying French? So if I wanted to hear how it sounds, just click on it. Let's see if it works. Maybe take some time. I don't know why. Come on. Well, you can go online and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And there's also a website called Chinese Tools that you can use for looking up what I've realized. My main problem when I first started learning Chinese is you get kind of discouraged since you don't know how to pronounce a lot of the words when you're first starting, and so there's no way for you to make progress. So the best way for you to do that is get like very simple conversations, and also along with that conversation have the recording of how it actually sounds in Chinese. And so after learning that and reading that, you can go back and listen and then compare how you sound to the recording. So I thought that was the best way to help motivate you. You know how you're sounding or whatever. And when you learn a language, you don't just learn whatever it's teaching you in the book. You learn what you think is relevant for yourself. For example, I won't learn something that I'm not interested in. So that's the important thing. Don't learn something that you're interested in. Or learn something that's useful that you can use when you first interact with a Chinese person. Like you can learn how you order at a restaurant. That's directly relevant since you don't have to be in China to practice that. You easily go to the local Chinese restaurant and practice your. You can learn what you learn at home, then go actually and put it into practice at the outside in the community. So there's basically everywhere you can find Chinese everywhere in the U.S. So that shouldn't be a problem. And there's two more things that I think are very important. Another important thing I think in terms of learning Chinese is most people interested in Chinese, history, the culture and stuff, and also the music. It's a very important thing should, in terms of learning the music. When I first started learning Chinese, one of the first thing I learned was, a Chinese song that I really liked. And after a while, I learned I came across this Chinese software I think a lot of people use that is very useful, and it's called Kugou. And I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's very cool. And you can download basically any song out there. You just got to type in the name of the Chinese song into the software, and then you can find it. You can get your song. And then in addition to that, you can even download English songs. So that was kind of cool. You can basically any song in the world, even American songs, you can easily search it and download it, and then listen to it. You can even transfer the files or whatever. And in addition to that, you can what was I about to say? You can you can use that to download. Oh yeah, it also kind of has a cool feature. It's kind of like KTV style software. In addition to just listening to the song, you can have the lyrics of the song scrolling across the screen. So you have you can make it bigger or smaller, and so you can easily just be browsing the web, and then as the song plays, you're listening to it. You can see the lyrics going across the screen, like at the bottom, and you can sing along with it. And by doing that, I learned a lot of Chinese characters. Since you have to keep up with the song. The song is gonna keep going whether you know the song or not. But if you find a good song that you like, and you keep playing it, and then you see the character and you sing it, and then you learn to recognize that character. So this is, you're really having fun, but at the same time, you're also learning. So I think that's a very good way of learning Chinese. And so, yeah, if there anything I left out, or if there any topic you think I should cover, or do you think I should do like a video in Chinese with Chinese subtitles at the bottom? So I think my level is about intermediate or upper intermediate. So I can read Chinese, I know about 2,500 characters. So I know a substantial amount of Chinese, but I don't know if I should do a video strictly in Chinese, or should I do half in Chinese, half in English, or what actual topics should I cover about my time in China, or other things about learning the language. So you just let me know, and I'll make sure I'll reply. Or if you just have any general questions, I'd be happy to reply to you. So thanks for watching my video.